There are many ways to save money, but today I want to tell you the best ways to save money easily so you can use it to invest and earn even more money. That's why here at EcoNews we are going to show you 7 strategies so you can raise more money more efficiently. Before we start the video, if you like this type of content, please like us and subscribe to the channel by activating the notification bell so you don't miss more content like this. Now let's get started. The best thing about all of this is that you're going to be able to save quickly, whether you're a salaried person or a freelancer. Strategy number 1. Create a weekly or monthly budget for your expenses. In this budget, you have to put the basic expenses such as rent, groceries, transportation, phone line, gym, and also personal enjoyment. Taking into account the expenses that you are making on a weekly or monthly basis. You are going to be able to create a budget based on this. Once you have this budget, you just need to stick to it and not go overboard. Strategy number 2. Write down everything you earn and write down everything you spend. Write down your earnings, whether you have a fixed salary or you have several sources of income. Write down everything that comes into your bank account on jobs where you have additional earnings for your services. Hospitality jobs, restaurants and hotels generally receive tips, so save those tips and write them down every time you receive them. It's easy to feel the urge to spend those tips, and it's something you didn't count on, and that's where you go. But if you save those extra earnings at the end of the year, you will realize how much extra money you can save, from the smallest thing to a coffee on the street to an average purchase like a cell phone. You must write down each of your expenses, because each expense adds up, or in this case, subtracts. You are going to write down everything that comes out of your bank account. The small expenses are the most dangerous, because our mind, we think that they are not important until we get to the end of the month, counting that we were going to be able to gather a certain amount of money, and it turns out that we are not. And we wonder because maybe that $4 a day coffee that the week adds up to $28, and at the end of the month it's $112 that you're not writing down everything you spent. You're going to realize where all your money is going, and you can really decide who you need to buy and what you don't. Don't buy it. Strategy number 3. Always keep your numbers in the green. That is, earn more than you spend. Always keep your expenses below your earnings, or, better yet, keep your earnings up so that they are always above your expenses as high as you can. Strategy number 4. Save 50% of what you earn. Start with the basics. Start with 5 or 10%. Working to pay bills is slavery. We've all been in that situation, and the sooner you get out of it, the better. What you save is tied directly to how much you earn and how much you spend. And obviously, also the country you live in, since the minimum wage is a factor. You just focus on starting to save what you can, progressively try to increase your earnings and limit your unnecessary expenses in order to raise as much money as possible. Set weekly, monthly, and even yearly goals. Commit to those goals, and by the end of the year you will see what you have achieved. If you are liking the video, feel free to leave us a comment regarding the topic. Remember, we will be happy to read you. Strategy number 5. Don't eat on the street. Eating on the street is one of the most unnecessary and common expenses we make once or twice a month. When we forget to eat breakfast or we have a meeting with friends, it is not bad. But there are people who eat in the street every day. In Latin American countries, a cheap breakfast will not cost you much, maybe $1 or $2, but those breakfasts tend to be very unhealthy. Eating in some places that offer a more varied menu and drinks can cost you up to $5, lunch between $6 to $8, and dinner up to $10. That adds up to about $20 a day, and a week that's $140 by the end of the month. You can imagine how much you will have spent. Eating out frequently is not a good idea if you want to save money. Strategy number 6. Shop and make your weekly or monthly market. Make, market, and cook your own food. Here you make sure of 3 things. You save money, you save time, and you conserve your health. I don't have to tell you again why you save money. If you do this, it is obvious. Imagine that you eat on the street every day and monthly you have to pay this amount of money. You probably fall short to pay for other things because you are spending that money. Eating out as a result, you are going to have to work longer hours to be able to afford that expense, which is going to take time away from doing other things in the day. Imagine having to work an additional 2 hours a day to cover that expense per week. That's 10 hours you're going to have to cover to be able to afford all the food you're consuming on the street. If you start preparing your meals with practice, over time it will become much quicker for you to make the meals by only taking 1 day a week to cook all of your meals for the day. This will not take you more than 2 hours of the rest. You will only have to put them in the refrigerator, and when it is time to eat, you just take them out and heat them in the microwave. Believe me that with this you will save a lot of money and a lot of time, and you will have time to cook because you will not have to work so many hours to cover those expenses of food and necessary that you consume in the street. And a point also very important, if you choose well the weekly market, you can maintain a diet that makes you feel good, with energy and platica in your pocket. Strategy number 7. Control your impulses. When you already have a significant amount of money gathered, you feel confident and start to relax your way of looking at money, because you feel you have too much and it is easier to spend it on unnecessary things, like those shoes that are overpriced, or something else that you don't really need. You start to eat more frequently on the street, and when you realize it, you don't keep collecting more money. Or worse, it decreases. Don't settle once you reach an amount. Set a new goal and work to collect even more. These were the 7 strategies to save money more efficiently. If you liked the video, leave us a comment about it and give us a like. By the way, subscribe to the channel by activating the notification bell so you don't miss more content like this. See you in a future video.